Alright guys, was looking through some of my random baseball stuff and brought out some cool inserts to show. Since most of you hate my Yankee videos, figured I would show some of this stuff. Maybe these will get some attention. Starting out with the kid, Ken Griffey Jr. on this 2000 Topps Hands of Gold. And as I say all the time with this type of stuff, this wasn't like a very tough insert to pull or an expensive insert or anything like that, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't awesome. Love this set. Had several players from it. Still might have a few other players in it. Next we got the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. Shout out to Zach and Porter. Gallery of Heroes. Can't see that at all. Don't know what year this was from, but I know it's from Topps Gallery. But again, love that insert. How about some Albert Bell? Say what you will about him. I know a lot of people disliked him, but definitely one of the best sluggers of that era. Just always seemed to hit the ball hard. We weren't really tracking like hard hit rate and exit velocity and stuff like that back then, but if we were, I'm sure he would have been at or near the top of those stats all the time. Again, was always smashing the ball. That's a Power Zone from Stadium Club. I think that's 95 Stadium Club. And yeah, the backs of a lot of these inserts were always really cool too. Next is another Cleveland power hitter from the mid 90s. Manny Ramirez Power Plus from Ultra. Talked about it many times before, but loved Manny Ramirez. Hated when he signed with the Red Sox because I knew he was going to do a lot of damage against the Yankees, and he did. But yeah, even despite the PDs, one of the best right-handed hitters I ever saw. And he wasn't just like a big slugger batting 220 or anything. He was a really good hitter overall. Like when he had his head on straight and was having consistently focused at bats, he was definitely one of the toughest outs in baseball. Next, here's a slamming Sammy Sosa on this Pinnacle Certified Lasting Impressions. I already know Dustin's gonna tell me to peel this, and maybe I will someday if I get like a magnetic for it. Right now, it just sits in the binder. But yeah, I always had love for Sammy and still do. I mean, again, despite the PDs, despite the corked bat incident, and despite the fact that he seems to have gone crazy since retiring, just always have fond memories of him. And it wasn't just the 98 season. A lot of people forget, like even the seasons following that, he still kept smashing home runs every year. It wasn't just like a 1 year fluke sort of thing with him. And since I showed Sammy, naturally gotta follow that up with a Big Mac from the same insert set. I think this is 97 Pinnacle Certified Lasting Impressions. But yeah, I love that set. I actually had two of these as a kid, and then I remember when he had this big 98 season, I sold one of them for like 40 bucks. I don't know if this is the original one that I kept around that time or if I picked up another one years later, but still glad to have one of these in the collection. I've seen many people show cards from this next insert set here. 1997 Top Sweet Strokes. Seems like it's consistently a favorite amongst us 90s guys. I actually considered putting this set together like multiple times and just never really followed through on it. That's a really nice Tony Gwynn. Again, not very expensive. I'm sure you can get most of the players from it for like $5 or less. And this is kind of a simple looking one here, but still kind of caught my eye. This Kenny Lofton Ultra Artistic Talents. Kenny was definitely one of the most fun players to watch during that era. I just like that photo showing his intensity on the bases. I like how it has like a canvas sort of feel to it. Again, not very busy, but Sometimes the simple designs work if they really do them properly. It doesn't always have to be like shiny or die cut stuff. And here's the guy that Lofton was traded for when they sent Lofton to the Braves, Marquise Grissom. Really nice flare, hot gloves. They did the hot gloves insert set like many years. This was one of my favorite years. Just like that kind of copper background. Has the glove kind of embossed. And Marquise Grissom was a good player, underrated player. Was very consistent for a long time. Here's another one that isn't too fancy or anything, but I really like this flare, hot numbers, Cal Ripken. Got the gold background, got a bunch of stats in the back there. Kind of a cool idea for an insert. So chose that one. And here's a card from another insert set that I considered putting together at some point, but never really followed through on it. The 97 Fleer Team Leaders. So you got Gary Sheffield. It's a 28 card set. I'd say I got like halfway once, but then just kind of gave up on it. But still kept some of my favorites. Again, just an awesome looking insert set. And finishing off with the big cat, Andres Galarraga on this Stadium Club Firebrand. I think I showed this on Instagram once and several people seem to like it. See, it's kind of cut along the top there and through the letters. So again, really cool design. And the back looks really cool too. The colors really seem to pop on the material they use for this. Another pretty underrated player. Loved Galarraga. Always had some really good home run and RBI numbers. So there you go. Just pick those for now. Didn't want to bring out too many. Maybe I'll do this again. But either way, talk to you all again soon.